Well, good afternoon, scrapbooking friends. This is Barbara from Scrapbooking with Barbara, and I apologize for the delay in getting out some new videos for you to enjoy. Um, it's just been busy time and lots of events that I've been doing, so I've made a goal for me to start posting a few more on YouTube, and I'm going to start with something simple, which is a couple of album walkthroughs, because some of you who are regulars at my virtual crops know I have been working on my nephew's 2-volume retro sports album since January. And here is volume 1 of Will's sports album, and I just thought I would do a quick walkthrough with you to show you what it's like to do sort of a retrospective album. My nephew is graduating from community college with plans on going on in September for his 4-year degree. And my brother, his dad, really wanted to have a nice place to put all of his memorabilia and photos, and so that's what I've been working on. I did a similar project with his older son and his sports memorabilia a couple of years ago, and so this was a follow-up for his youngest. So anyway, Will chose to use our eggplant cover set, which I thought was really fun. It doesn't really go with the colors for his schools, but that's okay. This is what's going to show on the shelf, so that's important. And we're just going to flip through this, and you're going to have to be a little bit, what do I want to say, gentle with me, because I am not going to remember all the names of all the different paper packs, or some of them are not even available anymore. I really tried to go through a lot of my stash, but anyway, these are going to be given to Will tomorrow, so I wanted to do this walkthrough before I handed over the albums I've been working on for so many months. So here's my title page. I used a photo of him, one of the first ones of him taken playing youth baseball in his hometown, and then a couple of him from his basketball in high school. So a lot of these are using our baseball theme pack. As you know, Creative Memories has theme packs that will, pretty much do one or two double page spreads depending on how you utilize everything. And I'm just gonna check this to make sure that you can see everything. It's looking like it's sunk down a little bit, so I just want to make sure. There we go. So yes, our theme packs are nice because they give you stickers and they give you enough double-sided designer paper to do a few themed layouts. So some of the photos were just sort of unrelated to anything in particular. Most of them have a specific event that they were around. One of the challenges I find is working with newspaper, and you do have to think of it as being kind of a puzzle, and we'll look at some of that as we get along. So I ended up with a blank page, even though I tried to plan everything out pretty specifically. And so what I decided to do is I inserted a page for Will to complete should he choose to do so. And I asked him some questions about what are your earliest memories of being on a sports team? Who are some of your friends during those early years? Did you ever try a sport that you didn't like? And what did you like most about the sports you did play? What were your proudest moments during those early years? And who are some of the people who were most helpful in developing your skills and talents during your early years of playing team sports? So if Will decides to take the pen I'm going to give him and do some recording, I think it would be fun and certainly something that would be great to look back on. I utilize a lot of our 8.5 by 11 pocket pages because they are such a great size to put things like this. My brother gave me texts that he had received, emails he had received. They're really great for programs. So I utilized a lot of these in the album, as you'll see. Here's a team picture. And here's a great use for our peekaboo pockets, and I apologize for the glare. It's still not really great, is it? There, that's a little better. So our peekaboo pockets are great to do things like this, where I was able to take a card and I simply cut it in half and then adhered the back page of the card, back piece of the card to the refill page, and then I put the top part using the peekaboo pocket so it can open up. So I used a lot of those also. And these are also great, and you'll see as we move along, to add additional photos to pages that may not look like they can take anymore. So here's a program. Here's another use of the pocket paper, pocket peekaboo pockets. Some of you might remember from the old CM, this was a really cute little treatment that I continue to use to this day, where you're taking a few stickers and you're joining them with a little swirly line. So you'll see that on and off through this. I will admit that, and I will thank some of my customers who were able to loan me some of their softball, rather baseball and basketball embellishments and stickers that they were no longer using. This is a very old Creative Memories sticker strip, so it's kind of a hodgepodge. This is not 100% Creative Memories materials, because I really needed to sort of move out of the box and use whatever I could. I am hoping that Will's going to take the pen I'm giving him and do some journaling. I did write some lines here that he could use to record some of his memories. There's some here. This was a really fun page. There was a sequence of him winding up to throw on the pitcher's mound, and so I really think it looks neat the way you sort of follow it, like I guess the shots of a movie. And I put my brother, he had labeled some of the packets of photos, so I put them right in there. If they choose to do something a little more fancy, that's great. But, you know, as we always say, even though we are sometimes critical of our own handwriting, it is really fun to have cards and letters from those we love with their actual handwriting. So I'm hoping that Will likes the fact that his dad labeled the photos for him. This was done with a sticker strip that came with the theme pack for baseball. This is one of our Border Maker cartridges. So that's how that page went. And here's a really interesting thing that you can do with our Happy Album refill pages. So the Happy Album refill pages actually fit in our 12 by 12 albums. The staples are in the exact same spot. So using these pages can be great to put additional photos that kind of go with the double page layout, or maybe it's a good way to separate two different single page layouts, but I did utilize those a few times. This is another 8.5 by 11 pocket page. And here's another grouping of pocket pages. Some of you might remember those stickers from our old basketball sticker packs. So certificates work in here very nicely. More pocket pages, another little old sticker treatment. Again, trying to put as many of the newspaper articles on the page as I can. That one fit really nicely. Some of them were a little bit more finicky. I hand did the baseballs in here. They came out okay. Using an old journaling box, so hopefully he can add some memories there. Border Maker. Actually, this isn't Border Maker. This is a border, the mandala border punch. As an old baseball sticker strip. Whenever I've been working with the newspaper, the first thing I tried to do is I really try to go using my 12-inch trimmer and trim it into a shape, a nice even shape. I have learned that it's really important to try to keep dates wherever possible. Try to line things up to have them sort of flow in a logical manner. This actually goes across here, and I left these page changes so that people could know like the direction of reading. More newspaper articles. Sometimes, again, you have to be a little creative. I swapped this around so that the title of the paper is going a little bit differently, but that's okay. That left room for this article to be right next to each other. Some borders made with the Border Maker cartridge. And these are old Great Length strips that you might remember if you've been with Creative Memories for a few years. They took some outstanding senior shots of my nephew. I think they look so professional with the black background, and it just makes everything pop. If you haven't figured out by now, his school colors are crimson, red, and silver. So I tried to use that a whole lot in this album. And here's a good example of utilizing the peekaboo pockets with pages that you want to keep all of the photos in the same layout, but there's no way you're going to be able to have the space. And these particular photos were, I just see if you can see that. You probably can't see that very well. These were 5x7s that I wanted to keep together, but there was really no way I was going to do that without doing a multiple page layout. So using the peekaboo pockets, I think, is just a great solution to that particular problem. And I did utilize them quite a bit when I was making this album. This is not a Creative Memories Border Maker cartridge. I went rogue because I didn't have anything with sports on it. And I think here's another one. So sometimes you have to be careful with the peekaboo pockets because they flip over. So here's another one. And then on the following pages, I did a pretty, again, I want to make sure you can see this pretty fancy one where I had it open with 3 flaps. So, and this one is another one. So the peekaboo pockets are just such a great tool to use. This one is a 6x12 peekaboo pocket. So I was able to include this program for his senior sports, or actually it's the Winter Sports Award night, with the certificate he got. And again, everything can flip so that you can see everything all in one page. Straighten that out a little bit. And we're coming to the last page. I believe somebody, must have been a teen mom or something, made this particular layout. She must be a scrapbooker, so this was already pre-made, which made it very, very easy for me to add to the album. There's this other page. And then what I've done with both albums is I've added one of our pocket page, multi-pocket page refill pages, so that as they might find some pictures that didn't make it into this album in terms of formal layouts, but here's one that just didn't end up fitting anywhere, so they can just add it. These are nice because you can actually put photos so that they're visible on both sides. So that is volume 1 of Will's sports album, and I'm going to go right on to volume 2, breaking it up into 2 different videos so that you can choose if you want to keep going. So thanks for watching so far.